Hello, everyone. Welcome to the September 7th, 2020 edition of Rant-Om Thoughts, where once more I butcher and barbecue sacred cows for your whining and dining, lunching and munching pleasure. Now, I think we'll start off on a bit of a positive note. This weekend, I've started phone banking for Kalish Morrow. She's a city council candidate down in Hanford. Haven't done campaigning of this sort in a long time, and man, it feels great to be doing that again. And I mean, not only is it a big help to her, it's also a big help to the party, because that's how we build up our candidates and help them build up their resume. Plus, it looks like she has a pretty decent shot too. The incumbent she's running against isn't bothering to campaign, and the other opponent is just some kid. So I'm gonna be watching this with great interest, and I have a feeling that's going to turn out well. It's 108 degrees today, this Labor Day. So I've spent most of the day just taking it easy, listening to podcasts, and nursing some Arizona iced tea. Yeah, and speaking of podcasts, I finally got around to listening to the Lions of Liberty episode where Dave Smith gives a damn good thrashing to Andy Craig. If you want to know the difference between real libertarians versus cosmotarians, yeah, this would be very instructional for you. If you want to know more about the divisions between the divisions within the Libertarian Party and the broader liberty movement, I'll leave a link to it below in the description so you can listen to it for yourself. It does get heated, and the language does get a little rough, but still, it's worth listening to. And I really love what Smith does to Craig. Andy Craig reminds me of one of those. Actually, he is one of those cosmotarians that made me extremely reluctant to join the Libertarian Party for the nearly quarter century I've been aware of it. Snooty, dismissive, smug. And the thing is that guys like him aren't really libertarians. At best, they're softcore socialists. Last week, the California Straight Pride Coalition held another one of their, I wouldn't call it a protest or a rally. It's a dumpster fire, is what it is. Dumpster fire. And of course, you had the LBGT crowd, along with BLM and other hard left elements across the street counter demonstrating. If I had to work that day, if I didn't have to work that day, I would have still stayed as far away from that as possible. Okay? Like I explained in a previous episode, the spectrum is a straight line. And, with anarchy here and totalitarianism here. So, truth be told, the white national socialists posing as pro-family activists and defenders of Western civilization and normalcy, and their opposition, they're actually over here, both of them. They're not that far apart, philosophically speaking. And so so when it comes down to those two, I don't pick sides. I pick the side of freedom. I stay here. Nazism and communism. They're both totalitarian, and it's just different flavors. Again, I apologize for this glow here, but it is 108 degrees, and this weather is not the heavy-set man's best friend. More details are coming out about the Kyle Rittenhouse episode in Kenosha. By the way, for everyone who watched last week's installment, thank you. That was the most watched episode. I think maybe the thumbnail was what grabbed everybody's attention. So I'm gonna be using memes and images for thumbnails from now on. I think I found my little eureka moment there. Anyway, new details have emerged about about what happened in Kenosha that day. So here's what we know so far. Kyle Rittenhouse went to work as a lifeguard in Kenosha. He helped clean up graffiti at the high school. He borrowed an AR-15 from his friend in Kenosha. He did not bring it with him. Helped put out arson at a church perpetrated by Black Bloc, which is an anarcho-communist outfit. Administered first aid to innocent protesters who were injured. Helped defend a business that he was asked to defend. He got pepper sprayed, screamed at, had things thrown at him, including bricks, rocks, and yes, a Molotov cocktail. I've seen that video too many times to seriously believe some of you crackheads out there that it was a plastic bag. Got chased and attacked by multiple assailants. People tried to take his gun from him twice. Got punched in the back, kicked in the head, beat with a skateboard. Had a handgun aimed at him. Only killed or injured people who attacked him. Those people being felons with a history of victimizing people, including Joseph Rosenbaum, who was convicted of raping multiple underage boys. The man who attacked him with a skateboard, wife beater. The man who pulled a gun on him, convicted burglar, who expressed regret at having not killed Rittenhouse while he was in the hospital. Then he turned himself into the police. The more information that is coming out, the more it makes Rittenhouse look good. And the whole narrative where they tried to paint Rittenhouse as this white supremacist mass shooter, it's crumbled, it's demolished. And to those of you out there who are doubling, tripling, quadrupling, and octupling down on it, I just got to say I feel sorry for you. It must be very painful to be so stupid. All right. In a few weeks, the 1984 season of American Horror Story will drop on Netflix. I've been rewatching the whole series in anticipation of that. Really looking forward to it. Star Trek Below Decks. Watched the first few episodes of it. It's not as bad as I've heard some of the critics say it is. It's actually funnier than I expected it would be, and as long as it's not as long as it's not canon, I am totally okay with it. Also, I think I will be rereading the Dune novels in anticipation of the film coming out in December. Hopefully, it will be on. Hopefully, the theaters will be reopened in time for that. Judging from the still footage I've seen, I really think it would be worth watching on the IMAX screen. I would totally pay extra money to see that. Okay. That's going to be it for this week. I will see you next week. Think while it's still legal. Vote gold. Reopen America. Now I'm going to stand in a cold shower just to cool off for a bit and get ready for work.